we alive? Let me know 5x5. Something weird just happened with my headphones. Let me know. Good evening. Are we alive? Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? 5x5. Awesome, you guys. Thanks. What a wild and wacky week we've had here at the Ozone Studios. And I am so happy that you guys have come to hang out with us on this auspicious Friday. I am so pumped that ErgoArt, my mom, is going to be on the show this evening. She'll be tootling on in just a moment. But first, let's say hello to some of those folks that are sliding me a 5x5 that you are alive. Terrace Treasures is here. Good to see you. Weathered and Weary is here as well. Good to see you too. We've got the Scott. How about this gorgeous day that we had here on the coast? It's almost like spring is here. I love it. Rick is here. And Rotiferosaurus, foraminifera, and all the things. Oh, my mind is traveling just a few paces behind me today. Crocagator is here, and I am alive, I think. Thank you for joining us. I think we're all on about the same wavelength. We've got Papa's Gems here, and hello to you. Thank you for coming early. It's always so good to see you guys that are chatting in the chat before we even get started. Ryan is here too. And did I say hello to Femme Mechanique Designs? So good to see you, Julie. I miss you. We gotta get together and do some Maker's Bunch stuff or something. And the Candy Cane is here. Saw you early too. We've got Dawn here, and this is that Opal guy. And Eric the Cat is also sliding on in, as well as the Ma. And I do sound kind of muffled. That's interesting. Yeah, I hope everything's okay. I hope if I play with this, that I don't go mute and then we just take a fall. So maybe if I get closer, I won't sound so muffled. I can turn it this way. I notice sometimes I do sound like I'm in a can. Don't broadcast from the can, Karen. For goodness sakes. Harold is here. Good to see you. And did I say hi to Ryan? Ryan, you were here early too. I hope I did. This is when I start doubling back and wondering if I've said hello to everybody. Blind Squirrel Rocks is here. And we've got Patricia's Creations. It's beautiful to see you. And I'm going to scroll back to see if I missed some people. Did I say, I did say hi to Papas, right? Oh, the melty brain. Yeah, I think we got it. Oh, Earth the Elegance is here. I don't know that I said hello to you yet. And I think did I say hi to Soul? I hope so. I was upstairs with my mom, getting her all squared away with her cockpit of podcast funnery. And I was pointing out y'all. Oh, and I saw Sonia. Hello, Sonia. And I have the funniest story about something that Sonia sent me in one of those fabulous and generous tool boxes. It's going to blow your mind. It blew my mind. I do think at least I've scrolled back and I think I've said hello to everybody, and you're welcome if I didn't to scream at me in all capital letters to make sure that I see you, because I don't want to miss a single person. Well, there's Freeform Lapidary. It's good to see you, Caleb. One of your greatest fans is going to be on this program tonight. She always loves it when you come on. We've got Phil from Dad's Rocks up in here. And let's see, we've got, I'm just making sure, being thorough. I saw Julian. I was wondering if it was a wild rockhound Julie from the AZRE persuasion. I hope that those guys can come tonight. Betty is here. Good to see you, Rock Betty. And wow, since I scrolled up, a bunch of new things have been said. I guess that's the way things go in a quick chat like the ones that you guys run up in here. Let's Steinkern, everybody. I couldn't find my tsunami mug for some reason this day. Done a lot of running around this week. Lots of good work. And I hope that you did too. So cheers to you and your good work, be it rock hounding or doing some work in the studio, maybe throwing a sale or two, or maybe doing a purchase or two. Cheers to you. And hoping that there's plenty more of that good stuff going on for you this weekend. It's going to be a good one. I know it's going to be a good one here. We've got like fantastic weather coming our way. You can see the sunshine blasting through my window. It's good. It's good. And I see the frosty mugs being toasted there in the chat. And I love it when we can all Steinkern together. And we've got, this is interesting. What? No full in. There were 3 of them, 2 making gone, but not twins, and came along a bit later. Same storm system. Oh, so not good weather everywhere. Gotcha. And I think that might be in response to the Artemis 2 launch was awesome in the news. Fun fact, about 9 p.m., they will be halfway to the moon, but not halfway in time as they slow down due to the pull of the earth. Thank you for that, Eric the cat, the roving reporter out on the street. He's a street cat. Thank you for that. Very, very cool. Lots of cool things going on out and about in the world. We've got that Opal guy saying warming some, was sunny today, breezy. Those easy breezy spring days. That's what we are hopefully having. Hopefully not the kinds of breezes that blow things over in your yard and that sort of thing in Montreal. We could walk outside without a coat today. Ah, magical. Right? That's the thing in Oregon. Can you go outside without a coat? You know, even in the summer. And Rick is saying hello to even more of his favorite folks here in the chat. Fan freaking tastic, you guys. Like I said, we've got a chock full of nuts. Well, not nuts per se. My mom is going to take offense to that. We've got a chock full of wonderful things show for you this evening. We're going to be talking to ErgoArt tonight about not only the enamels and cloisonne that we've been playing with, but you're welcome to ask her some other questions. She may or may not be able to see the chat as she's going through some of the material that she's going to impart upon us. But please feel free to ask those questions, and I'll try to keep track of the questions and the chat and not try to interrupt too much. And everybody's saying hi to Mom. That's awesome. And so if you have a question that you really want me to see, I won't take offense if you put them in all caps so that we can make sure to get that. And we will be having a lightning round with Mom. And we also have some Sunstones. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to show them off because my second camera is upstairs with mom. So we might have to get experimental and creative for that. We've got a wild lava bison coming up into the chat right now. It's good to see you. And Eric the cat is saying gloomy weather here, but that didn't stop me from finding a little agate on the gravel road. Every day can be a good rock hounding day, no matter what those clouds and the rains and the things and the other things are doing. And did I say hi to Ma? Did I even say hi to the other hemisphere of my cranial contents? I hope so. And thanks for saying hi to my mom, everybody. Okay. Oh, and Soul is saying, tired of cold, rainy snow, icy, windy weather. Please send sunshine. Oh my gosh. If I could put that in a box and seal it and toss it out to you, I would. Believe me. We've been having a lion's share kind of day to day, beautiful views. And I did get your message, Soul, and it did give me a good guffaw. And as soon as I get it, you don't actually have to send like the invoicey thing. I'll just pop this stuff into your PayPalness. So I'll find out, and then you'll find out when I do. That way, if you've got any anything with that, then go ahead and toss me a DM. But yeah, that was some good entertainment, and believe me, I've done the same. And okay, the shenanigans can continue, but it is high time that we get into it's the ozone news. Ozone news. And Greg had a good guffaw on me the last time he saw how many tabs I had open, but that's a typical Friday for me. We've got $70 for our gold price, or rather our silver prices. Let me go ahead and blow that up for you, since and you can see all the stuff I was looking at. Gold is at $4,639.35. So our silver price did go up just a smidgen. We were down to, I think, 67 there. 70 is not bad. So still, that's going to hold for the weekend if you need to do some shopping. And then we've got 1,910 for the platinum, and palladium is over there at 1463. So kind of leveled out, not terribly scary prices. So oh my goodness, I love it when I do this. I just don't exist anymore. Isn't that a pretty interior of a sunstone, y'all? We got a chance to discover that a couple of live streams ago, and had to use that as a backdrop for our sunstone fun, which is hanging out over there. And we do love this whole tumble jazz, you guys. I think I'm a new addict. Let's bring this up. Whoops. See, it did it again. Oh, the love of these fun stream yardages. Let's back that up, you guys. Back it up. What do we see here in this tumbler? I kind of treated you guys to a bit of a tumbler video. So let's have one more look at that, because I gotta say, with the tumbler, I am seeing stuff in the Sunstones that I didn't know was there before. So for instance, you can see a green cast to this sunstone that's in my hand right now. The greens are the most difficult sunstones to see when they're wild and running about in the dust out there in kind of southeastern Oregon in the desert. So you got these fabulous little greeny sunstones, and you could totally miss that you had it. This one's got a little bit of Schiller too, so there's a lot of kind of almost these faint watermelon sunstones that have Schiller, and then they'll have a green halo. I love those ones, and those are hard to see when they've got, that one's doing it too. When they've got a rind of the cac that you have there in the desert covering them. So you can see down there lots of Schiller, some colors. There's another one that's a very Schillery business there. You can see that shining back at you, that peach color. And for those of you that might be lurking or not hanging out, and I hate to be redundant for those that do, but it's always kind of cool to understand what you're looking at. That's copper. That's copper in the sunstone. The sunstone is a feldspar with a two-way cleavage, and oftentimes those strands that you see running diagonal to my to my poor fingertip there, the thumb that is I would say polish embedded finger, and some pretty road hard and put away wet nail polish there. But yeah, the strands of the Schiller are running about at the same diagonal as those ridges on my fingernail, and about the same color as that nail polish is trying to be. So really, really impressive. And sometimes these are hard to see when they are covered with the desert dirt. And these guys have just come out of the basalt or what have you. And so we're going to be seeing a little bit more of those guys. This is a little cross section. You can see green tinting to some of them, and that's real. And then you can see what you expect to see from some of these sunstones, which is the red filling. So what was going on with this particular group was, after 2 sunstone batches, I decided that I would throw really good sunstones in there. So I collected the sunstones that are better, more impressive. Collected those, like the Schillers, the reds, and the greens, tossed them in. Didn't know exactly what I had. It was a batch that I hadn't really sorted through well from last mining season last year. And so we've got some reasons to ring the bell. Oh, yeah, cool. And Julie even said copper. Ah, interesting. Yeah, we're the onlyest feldspar on the planet that is colored by copper. And let's ring the bell for Rick, who has been a member for 13 months. And I know what's going on. My microphone isn't on, and I think I'm on the computer mic, and that's why I'm muffled. I'll try to fix that. But first, let's ring the bell. And we've got Betty right on over here. Same. Whoops. Tied with Rick. Hey, let's ring the bell for Betty too. Thank you guys for being members for 13 months. I love you. I really appreciate all the memberships. Yay! Bob, thank you. Sounds good here. Thanks. But I think I did solve the problem. Thank you, Betty. And thank you, Candy Cane Content. Let's ring the bell over here, too. Woo! I'll tell you what's news. News is having wonderful memberships like yous. So thank you. Thank you, guys, all and everyone. And we've got something about licorice candies that you don't like. And welcome in, Bob. by the way. And oh, paranados. Oh yes, for the last 4.5 hours, seems like there was a pair of nados just a week or so ago. We don't want singles nor pairs of nados. No nados. TM. Oh, good. I thank you for letting me know that things are all right. And yeah, yes, believe me, I might be chewing on those. If my teeth weren't so in need of repair to begin with, maybe that's what I have a problem with, is that I've been chewing on those in my sleep, and that's the outcome is all of these wrecked teeth that I've got in my maw. But yeah, we've got reds in there, we've got a bicolor in there too, and this was kind of a random scoop that I took out of the tumbler just to take a picture to show you all. And so this is going to be kind of like the A team as far as this tumble load goes. We are on the second tumbler grit. So we've got, I don't know, maybe a week and a half to go yet. And so I just wanted to share, because I've been going down there, sneaking down there and taking a look at how cool they look, and they're just going to be insane when they're done for sure. Jelly candies is what Crockett is saying, and I agree with you 100% on that. So they are definitely yummies. I love these so much. So we'll be seeing more of those a little bit later. And in the news also, we had a couple that are some really wonderful clients of mine, return clients, and I just am the most grateful for folks that can't get enough. And so they got 20 bracelets actually today. And as soon as they got them, they sent me a picture of having received them, and they're they were so excited. And so I just wanted to share that with you. It's always good to see when the pieces get new homes, and these guys, it's really interesting how the jewelry lands on the people, and it like so belongs. Like I'm amazed that these two pieces ended up with these two gals, because they're perfect for them. And so well done. And it's always, like I said, good to see them go to new homes. And meanwhile, Mom and I all week long have been playing with the gems and the enamels and the cloisonne. We've got some things to show you tonight, and I will get her on here in a moment to do that. And we've so to give you an eyeful, that is some of the work that Mom will be sharing with us in a moment. She's got her very own camera this evening. And then I not only got a chance to do some like mad bunch of enameling, but I also did actually just jump straight off the cliff and do a bit of cloisonne as well. So we'll see some of the things that happened from those projects tonight. You can see we've got a little earring pair that I generated. I couldn't stop myself. As soon as those guys were made, I had to make them into earrings. And I'll tell you that these fun rectangles in copper, we will get into more depth about how those were achieved. I would love to share that with you. You guys seemed interested last week, so we're going to have like a quasi tutorial, and then I'll go ahead and put up a video as soon as I can edit it. But these were kind of test pieces where I was learning how to fire the copper and get the color going and all that fun. And I just couldn't stop myself. I'm like, yeah, somebody, if not myself, needs to wear these from their ears. And so, yeah, Very, very exciting. And we are, in fact, live. So we can go ahead and take this bad boy down. And so that means that we are to the portion of the evening where I would love to bring my mom on to the stage. And so let's take that down and we'll bring mom up and we'll see if we can hear her. Mom, are you there?
I think so.
She is.
I am. Oh, looky, there I am. Oh, goodness.
Awesome.
Hi, everybody, and thank you, Mom. Thank you, daughter. Okay. Ba-ba-doo-da-boo. Yeah. Yeah. So
All right.
excited. I love all you people who come to this podcast because I'm with you. I'm there too.
It's so cool to put a voice to the chat person, right? And so thank you for coming tonight, Mom. And she also goes by ErgoArt. So those of you who have seen her in the chat, that is who it is. And everybody is saying, hi, Judy, to you. And Brenda Bloom is here. And so too is Sage Rat. Thank you guys for coming and saying hi. So how are you doing, Mom?
I am blown away by the coastal storms, and the waves have inspired me. And I got a lot of white bubbles on my brain from where the surf breaks. And I got a lot of sand to do sandpaper with.
Is that where we get sandpaper?
Well, where do you think, daughter? It didn't come just out of the blue. It's from the earth and the oceans that rattle all the rocks. Okay, that's enough.
Okay, so you guys know where I get my words from. Mom is obviously an accomplished cloisonne artist. These are her pieces that are enamels plus the more complex application of doing the cloisonnes. So I would love to start off with the ground floor question of how did you get into doing the cloisonne?
I was in some classes, a variety of workshop type education classes, and something I could get my hands on instead of writing for all kinds of lecture finals. So I went through a series of different jewelry designs and different materials. I love metal, and I love colorful art that comes out of my mind and becomes permanent. And more? Any questions?
I think that was eloquently put about taking the colorful imagery out of your mind and creating that image with some of our favorite media, which is metal and the silicates that create the melted glass situation. Spot would like to know, are you telling Karen you find it in a cabbage patch? And I think that she meant, are you telling Karen that you found her in a cabbage patch?
No, she wasn't. She was found. Well, when she was born, she was talking. That's how I found her. She's been talking ever since. A lot.
So true.
I don't talk a lot. I'm really shy.
Oh, the rock did not fall far from the boulder in this case, you guys.
Okay, we're not going to have a debate here, darling, because you're going to win.
Okay, so really quick before we get into some more questions, I want to ring the bell because Sage Rat has gifted 10 Ozone Fine Art memberships to the new Ozone Tribe folk. And so let me ring the bell. Thank you so much, Sage Rat. Cheers to you. And here goes. You, my darling, rock. And also, I did fix my mic and my earphones, guys. And so, yeah, Sage Red is going, plug your ears, Mom. Oh, Mom, Betty
Yeah.
is asking cloisonne with a question mark. And so would you mind just letting the folks know what makes cloisonne different than just enameling?
There is a way on a piece of copper to fuse gold wire, and it can run barriers from one color to another. So it's like your pen creating a design, but it's in gold, and it's on a piece of copper that has been treated for this process, and you can draw with gold wire.
Oh,
Then you fill it.
how indulgent is that? And so, those of you that are out there, you know, maybe taking notes, maybe considering doing this. I know that Tara was saying, okay, new hobby desire unlocked last week. So you can use copper, you can use fine silver, you can use any of the pure metals as a backing, and then again with the fine silver, and this is gold, usually being used as the thing that's showing on your piece, which is the dam, or the thing that is keeping the enamels from flowing into each other to draw the picture. So it's kind of cool if you want to just get into it. Like what I'm doing is using the copper base and then using the fine silver bezel wire as the dam. And so, Mom, with the 24 karat gold that you've got here, did you use bezel wire, or was there a special cloisonne wire that you could buy?
I believe it was gold wire, and I fused it to the base, and I always thought I was making little dams all around the piece that I had first made a shape out of, and then did a few barriers to what was going to come next. Then I started building, intending to build as many as 7 layers. Some are 3 or 4, but most are kind of in the range of 5. And those layers mean that the future of that image will begin to merge, because the different colors, like watercolor, will flow into each other. And that's just what it does.
And Tara is going, hot dams. Yeah, I would hear her muttering, damn it, damn it. And I didn't know that she was just doing cloisonne. And it,
That
it didn't have anything
that
to do
triggered
with
shivers. That's the reaction I had. It's like, oh, the world's going to stop. Let me go get some of that stuff and stay up all night in 30 hours, which I have really stayed up that long, and then collapsed for a few days to work
It's
on it.
true. That definitely runs in the family. Mox Rocks, welcome in. Thank you for coming. And same too with Reptile Z. Beautiful to see you guys. Thanks for joining us for this conversation that we're having with the artist and the legendary ErgoArt Mom. And so what out of this tray of gorgeousness, which one I would like you to select maybe your favorite and say which one's your favorite, and then maybe the one that you would say was the most successful and tell us why. And they can be 2 different ones, you know what I mean? Like a favorite and
I
then the
know
one
what
that
you mean
yeah.
already.
Okay, cool. She's the mom.
Huh? Oh,
Yeah, and hold up the one that you want to talk about first. Yeah. And what would you say about this one? Oh, and a
there's
little bit
2.
higher.
There's
If you
actually
can,
2. There
there
we
you go.
go. That's
There you
one. This is 2. So after kindergarten, you know these numbers.
Oh,
I
yes.
remember you, Karen, when you were in school.
And so the first one being that desert scene, is that your favorite one?
Very close, and yes, probably.
Yeah, you can back it off the camera just a tiny bit. There you go. And we can see that. And what makes this one your favorite?
The merging and softness of transition of color and uh, creation of depth by high contrast, like the tops of those mountains come down. And of course, that is representative of snow down there. There was a heat kind of concentration hitting planet Earth, and it scorched all the top of the mountains, and all the snow started to melt.
Oh yeah, that is awesome.
And
And oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say welcome in Jerry, and Jerry is saying that that is his favorite. And Betty, Rock Betty, is also saying I just love it. And so you definitely have some fans there. And
thank you,
so
Betty and Jerry.
for these incredible blends that you got on the desert scene, and then also, just because of that magnificent hand drift that mom is doing, we also see a wave ring that she made out of sterling silver. I just wanted to point that out. But with the cloisonne, I don't know that everybody would understand necessarily how the powdered glass, medium that you get from Thompson's would ever end up like that. So can you explain a little bit about how you got that blend?
Okay. It's not powdered. There's an option to use liquid, like a tube, sort of toothpaste consistency that can be put on a brush and brushed in layers, firing between each layer. But I don't remember using powder. I know I used uh, a thick, viscous type of liquid that I could uh, pay, apply, and it would stick, to the next coat. And in between, I would fire the piece so that it was ready to accept what was put on next. And so these are layers, and all the layers have to be pretty much at the same level before it goes into the fire, and the fire melts them together.
That is a wonderful explanation. And folks, we're going to see how the powders become the right consistency a little bit later. And so that's actually an excellent little preview on where we're going. So before your arm falls off, let's talk about this
Oh, I'm leaning at the desk,
iris.
kind of. I'm
I
just
can see.
drinking. I'm just drinking. I'm addicted to coffee, and I've got some Reese's Pieces peanut butter cups. I'm fine.
All right. She's powered by Reese's peanut butter cups. So we're gonna move on to this flower, and this is the one that you're feeling like was the most successful. And tell us a little bit about how it landed there for you.
Mom's garden, as I grew up, had absolutely walls of iris, and each year there would be more because they're a root flower that extends. We had a whole backyard across with iris. So that must have impressed me a little bit. And this one I've taken some liberties with by frilling it a lot. Our iris had a nice edge to it. But this, I guess I'd call this, I never thought of this before. This is a dancing iris.
Indeed,
That,
it's got a frilly
yeah,
skirt on. Yeah.
yeah.
And
There's
Sage
a
Rat is
connection
saying,
there.
yep. Sage Rat is saying, I love the iris. And Reptile Z said alchemy. And Jerry, Wisconsin Rockstalker, is saying Judy is Merlin the magician.
I
So
beg your pardon. I kind of want to tell you there's another thing I call me, and I'm Judy the dancer. And those are the frills on my skirt.
And those are the frills on her skirt. We're looking at her skirt apparently, guys. And Jerry is saying that he's got no power for 2 days. I'm so sorry, man. And I hope that your power and your heat come back on very soon. And Patricia's Creation is saying stunning piece, Mom.
Thank you so much for the compliment, dear. I love it. You can't have it. I'm sorry, it's not available right now.
And Crocagator is saying looks like an angel iris, and Reptile Z is saying love of creation is pure love, simple math. And I do love that. That's
I
fantastic.
love that saying.
Yeah. And Rock Betty is saying that is a dancing couple. So she's seeing two tangoing, I think, which is even better.
And I do know how to do that for, I don't know, 30 years. Just to warm my body up so I could come back and do jewelry.
Yes.
So wake me up.
Wisconsin Rockstalker is saying Judy the dancer. No
Yep.
Jazz Jerry salutes you. And that's our little handle for Jerry, because he's a rock dude. No jazz.
Well, any music is my dance music. Any style.
This is true. This is true.
It
She
is
was
true.
hula dancing earlier, you guys. Hula dancing. It's true. All right. And
It's true.
it's true. And so you can put it down, Mom. I feel like like you have gone above and beyond the call of duty with your amazing strength of being a hand model. And
No,
so
this is not Judy Duty. This is
Judy Duty.
payback for having a daughter beyond belief in her energy and creativity.
Well, like I said, the pebble doesn't fall far from the boulder. And I'm happy to have gotten some of the shine off of what it is that you do. This was a really cool thing to grow up around, you guys. This stuff, and Mom was the one that
thought
took
you
me
meant
through.
me the thing. Okay, I'm not going to interrupt anymore.
Oh no, that's okay.
I'm not
You
saying.
go ahead. But I know I've talked about you before with all these guys. Mom is the reason why I ever got to go to Gem Show. She took me to San Mateo first to cut my teeth, and then we went venturing out to Tucson, and just growing around the love for the art and also the mineral and rock world, and being a manipulator of metal was just the most incredible upbringing. So I have to thank you for that.
Hey, anytime.
Anytime. I don't know that we're gonna do it again, but yeah.
Karen would come home where I live, and Mom, and she would have boulders in her pockets that were pulling her Wranglers down, and she would break them and find that they had crystals inside. So she'd come home and say, "Look this." And because they were still dirty, she'd put them somewhere. Mom threw them away.
And we're not talking about Mom's mom. So yeah, on the ranch, I would go find cool rocks with crystals in them and stuff like that. And my Oma, she wasn't down with it. She would rather be having, teaching me how to bake cakes and bread and pie and whatnot, which is good. But yeah, I definitely had a penchant for the rocks, and apparently my mom did too. Like run out on a horse and go do that thing instead of hanging around the house, right, Mom?
Yep. Take a tent, build a little corral for the horse and run away from home for a few days. And that got their attention.
Uh-huh. So Sage
It's
Rat was
true.
one. Sage Rat had she gonna bring us back to off of the tangent. Do you have plans, Mom, to make anything with these wonderful cabs? Is what Sage Rat is asking.
The reason they haven't been set is that they are still fermenting in my brain.
Awesome. So they're probiotics. I like that.
Well, the back of them has been sealed off. The copper is not able to, you can barely see the rim of copper there. And so I can just touch and feel them, and I'm happy. It doesn't have to be anything but a treasure. Okay. Yeah.
So I like that. Basically, what I think I'm hearing is that you're letting these ruminate some more, and at some point they may or may not be set. And if you were to set them, how would you do it?
I think pigs and horses ruminate. So here we go.
Oh, touche, touche, Jude.
Karen has more words than I do.
Mm-mm.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh, yeah, this
This
is my
one,
favorite.
you can see, well, if I get it just right, like about there, you can see with this one, the transition of the symbol parts that are water. The transition would have been a result of a fair amount of experience with enameling. And I'd already had an experience with color. So to make the walls of gold come very close to the effect of drawing with a ballpoint pen on a piece of paper and making it the size I want in a round circle. You can buy these circles or ovals or whatever to start with, or you could shape them with a metal saw. So this one, as you see, many of mine have a moon, or it could be a sun. Depends on where you're from. Hey, yeah. So, and also in an abstract way, when I get away from this and look at the way I have designed it here, it's a way of creating actual cloud transitions the way I see them. And it can also reflect, maybe that's water coming down a mountain with some predatory wave coming over it, looking down into the water. The scale of the art in the mind's eye can be turned into anything you want it to be. It could be a big marine animal with a snout coming up out of the water, getting ready to actually dive after a scuba diver. Oh, shoot. And there is the sun. No, that's the moon. I
Or
don't
the
know.
moon. Yep. And so you actually you bring up an interesting thing that I'm going to segue into, but first I have a question from Femme Mécanique and Soul. Thank you for pointing that out. And
Mhm.
they were actually asking if my dad was creative too. And what I'll say to that is that
Yes,
actually
yes.
my
Okay,
dad
go.
yeah. My dad is an engineer, but he's actually a very creative scientist. And so it's really kind of cool to have both the left and right brain come from my mom's experiences, and then also the engineering side come from my dad's side, and he was a creative engineer, and my grandfather on my mom's side was also a like machine shop metal guy that could do anything from scratch, build whatever. And so it does, there's a lot of that going on. So thank you for the question. And there's a lot of this influence, especially with
Well, the
metal,
genetics.
yeah,
Go
metalworking and
ahead.
engineering
Yeah.
definitely running in the family. My mom, why don't you tell them really quick about what etching, your artwork that is involving etching and your use of metal for the etching? Because I think that might also be a good springboard for them to hear.
Yes. My major career, though it's all play, it's not a career, it's the way I play, is etching, which is taking a sheet. I take a sheet of zinc, pure zinc, that has an acid coated back, and I can cut it to any size, dimensions, or shape with a metal saw. And then I can coat the front that was pure zinc with acid-resistant liquid that will settle and dry. And then with a needle or even a small spade, something that will scratch through the cover or the coating and expose it. And it can be a tilted spade, which means that the acid would bite in slowly from the thinnest layer of resist to thicker and thicker. Therefore, when it is completely finished in my mind, then it's finished in the tangible product. And I can take it and rinse off the acid. Using acid is fatal.
What kind of acid was it, Mom?
It's zinc dissolving acid.
Wasn't
I
it
think
sulfuric acid?
yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah. And so
You
this was
can't get
this
it.
was my life was growing up, don't go into the kitchen, honey. There's sulfuric acid, you could burn your arm off. Like this is what
However,
my house was like.
let's get serious here. What she thought was a water bath, she thought that was all sulfuric acid. The sulfuric acid was only a little bit bigger than the stone itself. It is highly dangerous. It dissolves skin and bone.
Yep.
So the pharmacist at the local pharmacy won't touch it. The only way I was able to get it was to go through, I went through Stanford University to find access for it. And I was able to purchase it because I had the right credentials and safety awareness. And I had it in a locked box, wooden box with a lock behind a cupboard that was locked because I had 2 kids and,
Yeah. And
yeah.
this was parked in a garage that was turned into a studio that also had a printing press that was the size of a Volkswagen Bug in it.
Yep.
Half of my garage growing up was this huge printing press. And then, of course, the landmines, like don't get into that cabinet because that's the acid cabinet, and metal saws and all kinds of, like, this is like a kid's dream to grow up in a house like that, right? So
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
stuff.
And she has exaggerated. Number one, the power press, powered by a motor, had a bed that was 4 feet long and about 3.5 feet across. And it was solid steel, about close to an inch thick, probably more like 3/4 of an inch of steel, meaning it's really heavy. And the other thing about presses is the first one I had a I owned one that had a wheel, and you took hold of the wheel and pulled on it like you were on a bicycle, and you could pull the wheel around. And that's why I have developed bulging muscles. Okay, that was a little bit extreme. But oh, and in that studio was a 4x8, size of a piece of plywood, 2-story table that had a shelf underneath it for storage. And that table is what I used to roll the surface of the plate so that the etched areas that were lower, the roller would pass over, not leaving any of the colored ink.
Right. And so there was a lot of arting going on in our household as I was growing up, and it was the most wonderful atmosphere to be encouraged to play with the different media, set things on fire, all the things, under controlled conditions, of course. But what would you like to show us about this piece, Mom?
Okay, I'm going to just insert that Karen didn't spend much time at all when she was a child at home. Okay, well, I'll talk about that if you want a little more disclosure. Okay, this piece was kind of the thing about cloisonne and most any kind of enameling is you do what you think you're doing, but you are waiting for some surprise. It will always, always, always be a surprise.
Right.
And on this
Mom,
one, yeah,
Mom,
go ahead.
yeah, right. In full disclosure,
I'm getting it.
she's telling on me. Can you slide the board behind the piece that you're wanting us to look at just out of the visual range for a moment, so that the camera can just look at opposite. So slide the board away on the counter so that it's just white behind the piece that you're wanting to hold up. Does that make sense?
Oh, bravo.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh,
There we go. And you
ooh.
can hold it up to for us to be able to see it, but that way it'll help the way that the camera wants to pay attention. So if you
Karen,
could
yeah, go ahead.
hold it up just a little bit more if you can. There you go. Perfect. Oops.
They're pretty indestructible, but I don't like to drop my art. They didn't all fall to the floor. Okay,
Good.
this
Okay.
piece was a very unexpected front row piece because I knew what I was doing. This is not a beginner piece. I think I was playing around with an idea that I had a moon over to the right of what I'm looking at right now, if you can see a little circle up there. And then it looks like the atmosphere is in a catastrophe, or probably unidentified flying object is going past, and the blue might be a mountain or a stream, and it might be coastal of a mountainous region of the planet.
Uh-huh.
When I found it, I mean, it is a find when you open a kiln or you take a fire away. So it's discovery. You don't know what you've done till you get it.
Right.
And that is really true.
So I think that weren't we talking about the different applications of the enamel can enhance a crackle? So did you go for a crackle on that?
Well, now the secret's out. Yeah. That's how you get. Yeah. Okay. Karen is literal about things. I think it's all
Mom
magic.
is far more poetic. Brenda Bloom is saying, "Mom had bulging muscles. Hope them muscles didn't get flexed on you." And from turning the wheel on that manual press that she had before she got the one that had the motor on it. Yeah, she definitely had biceps. Also from rolling the big gel rollers that made the etchings, the rolled color on the etchings. And so yeah, she would win arm wrestling contests against my friends, like my male friends that I'd bring over there, or my brother's friends. Like she was always winning in them, and like, yeah, arm wrestling and whatnot. That's a true story, right, Mom?
Not all too feminine of me, is it? Well, who knows? Anything you want to be, come on. Be what you want to be. Get on with it.
Welcome in, Joannelle. It's great to see you. Thank you for joining us. We are talking about the enameling and cloisonne process that, if you're wondering how that happened on a stone show, on a rockhound aficionado show, then we love studio work, and we love making cabochons, and we love silicates, and that's kind of where we're coming from with this. How much fun to make art with the silicates and make them do your bidding. Good night, Rick. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. Yes, Rock Betty is saying happy Easter. And I would love to wish that to all you guys. And Spot says she was screening your dates, Karen. Right. Oh, that's great.
Damn straight.
And so yeah. What I think would be kind of cool at this point is we'll bring this up onto the stage, and whoops, darn it. I always do that. Here. Let me just go ahead and pause that for a second. Mom, you're still on camera and audio.
I have just a quick thing.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm intruding with a thought.
Okay, yes, intrude with a thought by all means.
Could, if you're not where you, if you're back in the Barahara, okay, I'm up over the stones, and I'm holding a book back that says enamel, enameling, and enemelists. And it's the book that was my Bible. You can go to the library and look for it. And that is the Chilton is on the bottom of the backbone. And
so published by Chilton, it looks like, and maybe authored by Matthews. And this is a really, really good book for enamelists. But what I thought we would do, Mom, and that was actually a really super good segue. I should have left that to you. And we'll bring this back up to the stage, but I'm going to pause it for a moment. Is this we can kind of show visually how to get rolling out with this. And we've got the copper in the pickle here, and Mom is actually, I think, talking to Steve at the moment. Those guys are in the kitchen together,
drinking coffee.
And so what we're looking at here is the cleaning of the copper. And so if you are going on to Thompson's website or to Rio website to order your enamels because you're so darn excited to get into this thing, then we're just going to walk you through a really quick kind of slideshow here on a bit of a how-to. And so the pieces that I have here are pre-drilled because I was going to be using them as kind of tester experimental plates. And if they turned out okay, then they're ready to mount as earrings. And the copper was embossed with some of the hydrangea blossoms. And so, Mom, do you remember what kinds of procedures you guys did with the cleaning? Oh, she might
I said,
actually.
no, I'm right
Oh,
here. No, I'm
okay.
here.
I thought you know, Reese's
I
or
didn't go to
coffee.
sleep. I'm
Okay.
not sleeping or playing with the dogs. I'm here. Okay, the cleaning of it, I will say that one of the things I like is learning to be fastidious about any project. Any project my hands touch, I like to do. If I've got it one way and I want to get to another way, I will do it exactly, precisely. And after a long time, like decades, I learned to do it. I finally caught it. And that is why I'm successful with enameling.
Gotcha. And I've got to say hello to Cliff. Thank you for sliding on in, and it's never too late unless it is, but we're glad to see you late, better late than never. And then Sonia is asking, why do they look white? And I'm wondering if you're talking about the enameled pieces that mom did or the pieces that are in the pickle. It might just be the reflection for the pieces in the pickle, but I'm not entirely sure. But Sonia, you sent me in one of the goodie boxes a set of, I think, 3 fiberglass brushes, and I had no clue in the world why I needed fiberglass brushes. But did you know that it is an imperative tool for cloisonne and enameling? And so out came the fiberglass brushes, because that is part of this process, and I didn't know I needed those tools, and I wouldn't have had them if it hadn't been for you, because I didn't know to order them ahead of time. And so, oh my gosh, that was the most serendipitous cool thing in the flippin' world. And so, okay, and you're saying in the pickle, you're just a genius, Sonia. Thank you so much. Like, how did you know? She sent me these things like months before I even had like the twinkle in my eye that I was going to be enameling. Um, so she's saying in the pickle, and that might just be a reflection of room light, but they are definitely copper. But you know how the copper, when it's in the pickle, like it's turned the pickle green in this case, and then they have the tendency to go like a very pale kind of peach color, but they're definitely copper up in there. And okay. Um, so here we go. Mom's playing with her gems. It's absolutely lovely. So there they are in the pickle, and they're on a hot plate, as you guys can see. So trying to get clean, 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 and then we're coming over here to the workspace. Mom, what would you say the most valuable tool for doing the cloisonne is?
Ballpoint pen.
Oh, I love it. That's so true. She's filled a couple notebooks while we've been here, I think, right?
My bank, Star One, has a whole cup full of pens when I walk in. And they know that I'll take 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 and say, is this okay? And they'll say yes, because they know me. And I keep those pens everywhere I am. They're free. And they are so comfortable. When I get an idea that might float away in 5 minutes, I write it down. And it could be absurd or it could be a channel to creation.
Awesome. Thank you, Mom. And Sonia says that she's taken notes. I love it. I love it. I hope hopefully this is useful for you guys. And so at any rate, Mom says pen, and I was just reminded of this particular thing when I went to this frame of this video. Those copper tongs or tweezers or whatever are the absolute right hand, just like how your needle nose pliers are usually your right hand in jewelry. Like you couldn't do without a good pair of needle nose pliers. And I found that during the enameling and cloisonne process, I almost didn't put them down. I just changed hands. It was like they were in use almost the whole time. So, so get yourself some good. I have 2 pairs, one that is a daintier pair like the ones that you can see here in the picture, and then there are a pair that are heavy duty, for fishing stuff out of the pickle, really. And to the left, you are seeing, the square, or the rectangle rather, little guys that are getting their back. So, Mom, can you talk about the back as opposed to the front of a cloisonne or enamel project and why you have
I
to do
don't look in the back. You're not supposed to look at the back of things.
that?
What? Back
But we
sides?
we have
Excuse me. Oh,
we have to prepare the back of the cloisonne project. Can you tell them why? And I'll bring you back up to center so that you can show. So let's do this.
okay, yeah. Let's take this one. You all saw it last week. And the reason the ballpoint pen works on paper, and usually it's good for heavy paper like cardboard to be doing the drawing. That is the way I define my image. The ballpoint pen makes a clear, firm, wide mark. This is black ink,
Uh-huh.
and it's permanent. So the back looks like this. And that's,
Ah.
looky, looky.
Ah. Uh-huh.
And why is that way, Karen?
I think it has something to do with stress.
Exactly. And to seal the copper because it should not be left to oxidize and turn black.
Right. And so they call that the counter enamel. And so apparently
Yep.
when you pile it onto the back side, when you go to fire all your layers on the front side, your piece will not change its shape and crack the front side enamels. So it stabilizes your front side.
And you
And
add it, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
You add it at equal intervals to the time you've added another layer to the front. That would seem obvious, but it is imperative because if you don't do that, you're going to get a crack. Maybe a crack is what you want. Maybe really a few cracks, and then you enamel over the cracks and you get a more abstract image. And that's just joy and surprise.
True, true. And so all of these things can be harnessed. And Wisconsin Rockstalker has a public service announcement for everybody. Powder your bottoms. Powder them.
Let me think about that. Maybe your underarms, because there is some sweating advised when you're around the kiln. Or Karen uses a torch. Holy moly. I don't
Oh,
torch. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just owed really loud in everybody's ears. But
Oh, I did too. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm sorry.
so actually Mom brings up a good point, and I think I'm going to get there visually here in a moment. But there are definitely 2 ways of firing your enamel projects, and I'm surprised that you guys haven't come up with this in the chat already. You can have a kiln, and that kind of takes some forward spending, like on a large money basis, or you can fire them with a torch. And this is one of the reasons why I accepted the challenge of my overabundance of excitement to try this enameling and cloisonne thing, because I didn't need a kiln, and I do have, of course, the torches. And Jerry says you're a hoot, and it's so true. And so we've got the powdered pieces there. It's golden clear, transparent 2015. And that is your Thompson's color. And Thompson's, and there's a couple other brands out there, but basically that's what you're going to get in the enameling world as far as like the jewelry useful ones. And mom's got it right there. And so that's what the powder is. And so we started with a powdered instead of doing the liquid. That was the advanced version. We did get to that. We've got tiny little stands. Mom, tell them about the trivets, will ya?
Let's see. Oh, I can reach one. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, she's going to do hand model again.
You want me to take? Oh, I have a nice drawing of it. No, it's in the other journal. I have filled a journal that was new.
But I think you've got a trivet sitting right there too.
That's what I've got.
Yeah.
In fact, if you really want to know, there are 2 trivets. That's in case one thing is firing and you want to be working the other.
Or if you got 2 artists in the kitchen at the same time.
And I will tell you, I need to tell everyone this. How do you put together a workspace? I know one friend who made her studio in a closet, and she made cloisonne. And the only time she really needed to leave it is when she fired it. There's no joke there. But you don't have to wear a fireproof fireman's suit. You just need to be in open air. But this is exciting. I know that within the town or city, you have maybe a senior citizen center. Bada boom, bada bing. It means that down that hallway is a jewelry center. And for the price of being a member, you can bring your materials, do what you want to. But the ones I've been in have everything you need. Tumblers, kilns, torches, all kinds of metal addresses to mail for things, and most of the metal tools that you'll need. So there's one thing. Any of those descriptions mean also the senior centers, any of the colleges you could walk in, take a class, and have access to them. However, in my area, they only allow you to repeat a class twice. You cannot make it your money-making center and market out of it what you have made. Did I say that?
Yes, good points. And Reptile Z is saying mom sounds fearless, and that's absolutely true. So as far as setting up your area, if you've got, Sonia was saying you can get a torch from a hardware store. You most certainly can. You can get a propane torch and you would be off to the races for this. Good to see you, Kid Curry. Thank you for motorboating on in here. So yeah, fire and torch. And this setup is actually, it's a jewelry tripod with a coarse metal screen, and I've got a little fire brick back there, and I really didn't use it much for this except for cooling off pieces. I have the trivets, but this is all going on in my kitchen, guys. You don't need a studio. It doesn't have to be, top shelf stuff. You can do this so easily wherever it is that you find yourself. So don't make that be a limiting factor. Everybody's going right now. Karen's got the trivets backwards. The reason why I had them upside down is they held onto the small pieces better when I was firing the backs this way, but I didn't do them both ways on the trivets. So that's just firing the backside to get the pieces ready. And that's what the backside looked like after I was done. I didn't get a full enamel. So into the pickle it went and got a second coat. And we fast forward towards the front. This is the gold transparent. Usually you start off with a transparent. It's called a flux, and it's got nothing to do with the flux that you would use for soldering. In this case, it is the clear enamel that just starts your project. I used a gold tinted clear enamel to bring out the topography of the embossing that I did ahead of time on the copper, and also to ward off a little bit of what might have happened with the oxidization darkening of the copper. So, and Cliff, huge score on getting a kiln. Yeah, everybody keep your eyes on those estate sales and garage sales. Like, if you can score a kiln that way, then good on you. And so here we've got the table of all of the stuff, the gear that we were using. We've got some ginkgo leaves back there to do some embossing with, and then there's that pair that is getting the gold, and also all of the Thompson's enamels sitting there. And they come, I don't know that they do come in a wet form. They came to me in all the places where I tried to shop them. They came in those like dry form little, I think that they're 8-ounce containers. And so there we have laid on some little bit of glass green and Nile green over the top of the transparent gold. And we are starting to get a kind of cool ombre of green. So this is just the enameling, not cloisonne at all yet. But it's so fun to light your artwork on fire and see it change like an opal. I gotta say, it's absolutely habit forming.
I'd like to say something about, excuse me.
Oh yeah, please carry on.
Okay, about firing. Two things I'm afraid of, or I will just say I have a lot of fear about going near or using. One of them is water, and one of them is fire. And as far as enameling, all the enamel that I did could have been done in a small pot. It's about the size of a pot you'd make soup in. It's made to melt the enamels, the liquid enamels or the powders, and you can have it on a fireproof setting and do all your work like you had a pot. It is not made of metal. Because I think the temperature you get to is around 600. Is that right, Karen?
Oh, it's much higher than that. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the melting points for these are in like more of the range of like 14 to 1600. And then I know that the kilns go much higher than that. And these are actually, this brings up a good point. I ordered lead-free medium melting point solders. Goodness gracious, I just skipped a whole theme there. I ordered the medium melt glasses or the colors, and the reason for that is because those work well with the metals that we were using and being able to torch them. And so they have lower melts and they have higher melts, and they do have applications that are kind of specific for them. And so so those are really good good points. Thank you, Mom, for getting into some of that nitty-gritty. And then, do we have to wear respirators when we do this? And I would say that when you powder your pieces, it is a good idea to keep a respirator unless you're doing the wet technique, which we will get into in a little bit. And then also when you are firing these, if you aren't using a kiln, then you need to make sure at the very least you have very good ventilation. So I have a really big great room where we were doing the firing, and I had all of the windows open so that we had good ventilation, and I had my kitchen stove um fan on, like the fan for the range. And so I would recommend, for safety, if you're at all concerned about it, make sure to wear your respirator, especially when you're dealing with the powdered enamels. And then safety glasses were something that I wore most of the time too. And then
And
of course, oh, go ahead, Mom.
I had in the garage door would open about 4 feet, 3 or 4 feet off the ground. Then I had a side door to the garage, a people door that would be open, and I could have airflow from the front door of the living room so that air could pass through the house in the direction of the greatest
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
You got it. I think we're catching the drift of making sure that you've got an airflow, and that's what we have set up in our top story as well, is that you open, a couple of the windows, and it creates that kind of issuance of air through. And that is absolutely imperative. And so if you've got a closed space, if you've got a small studio or something like that, make for sure that you have ventilation, you wear your respirator and your safety glasses at the very least. And so Kid Curry is asking, do we get a list of needed instruments and powders to have a startup enameling factory? And if you would like that, I can kind of do a thumbnail on a list in the description of this video. If you're serious, I will compile that for you. And or when I'm compiling these videos that I took for these projects for a video on the members side of the channel, I will continue. I will definitely put a materials list on that one too. And so, also, make sure that your powders don't make their way to other places. The powders are some tricky business, and so with all the windows and doors open and that sort of thing, these powders could get blown about, and they're not good for animals, and they're not good for other people. And so definitely make sure that you're taking some safe routes with the dry powders. Now, I'm going to show you a wet method where you don't have to worry about that so much, but we're going to go ahead and see the end of what these take us to. And so there's our finished pair of earrings with sunstones that we mined, and then I tumbled and drilled the centers out of peridot and tourmaline on sterling silver wires. And so you've basically got a start to finish on what you can do for that. We've got a whole bunch of them now, and these are from test pieces. So, Mom, our top two in this row are not just the copper and the enamels, they have gold leaf added to them. Can you tell them a little something about that?
They were right here. Oh, they're down where you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yes, I
yeah,
can tell you.
we're just looking at a picture.
What I can tell you about it is I saw her begin this project from me busy eating peanut butter cups. I didn't know she was starting up, and I turned around and she had 2 of the bases ready, meaning she had done the first coat. And I went to have a cup of coffee and a little bit, and then I turned around and they were about half finished. And then maybe we went to sleep and she had about 4 bases ready. And when I got up in the morning, she had 6 pair of earrings made. But she is like me. There's an energy for some people. I think anybody who creates has a percentage. And we get so involved that I think the world could kind of get all crumbly and go away if it'll leave us alone, because our intense focus can result in not needing to eat food, not even thinking about food. This is not a joke, Karen.
I know, but it's true. It's true.
And that's about that. And if I got tired, that was food. If I got tired, I have been known to drink 15 cups of coffee in a period that would be over 20 hours. And I would say that about the last 25th hour or so, there's a cleanup necessary of the flammable or anything that needs to be put away. I don't have animals in the house, but should we have an earthquake, I know about earthquakes. Then I have a hot bathtub, and don't tell anyone I'm addicted, barely, to the nights that I had done it. I sat in a very warm bathtub with a glass of water.
Right.
Right.
Something that starts with the same letter. Yeah.
And before I could finish that cupful, and I preferred the red kind of water, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Something that might be probiotic as well, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's that, it started over in Italy and in France, and then it came to California. But this is what is important. By the time the water cooled, I better be out of that bathtub, because I would sleep for 2 or 3 days.
Right.
So,
and I do remember these days.
Yeah, and the whole thing is to know it's worth it.
Yes. So, Soul, yes, I'm not sure if they're gonna hit the website. I might put them up on the website before my next live sale, but they will definitely be available at the next live sale. And so I can't wait to share them with everybody. I've been having such a flipping good time making them. So thank you for the interest. And Mom and I would go to Tucson and we would go to the show. And Mom, did we spend all of our money on food, or did we spend all of our money on gems and coffee only? How did that go?
I'm going because I had this really nice guy, and I took the other one to the Gem and Mineral Show in Tucson, and everything was going fine, and my tongue dropped out partway because there was something over my budget that I needed. It was a stone. It was a finished stone that I needed to use into it. And I didn't cry or whimper, maybe a little bit. And I had to borrow a couple of $100 from him. It was a borrow, it was a loan. How important it is to take a buddy with you when you go shopping.
A buddy with money. But yeah, I remember instances at Tucson Gem Show where, and we had been traveling out from California, and that was before I lived there. We would literally be looking at our wallets and going, we have enough to spend this money on gems and this money on coffee, and we really don't have to eat, right? This is my mom telling me, like, it's okay, we don't need to eat. We could just buy gems instead. I remember being out in front of the Holodome and literally like opening up our purses and right?
Don't tell him.
And just buying coffee, and then like we're good for the day. Like, this
We
is the
were,
kind of mom you want.
Karen, we were never, ever people who took anything. We really would never think it was so important that we took it without notice, period.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so, hey, Chris is here. It's good to see you. And Doug in the house also saying it's always time for ramen. Yep. We would just have what we had, whatever it was that we could find to eat.
Yep.
Bread, whatever. Like the gems, poured out at the end of that day's gem show on our hotel beds or wherever it was that we were staying. That was enough.
Raisin bread and yogurt.
Yeah, pouring them out and just being bedazzled. And so we've got the beginning of a project there, and boom. Those of you who don't have a high zoot palette of places where you can put enameled that is now liquefied, look at this palette. This is actually a hack that I found online. And we are getting containers sent from Amazon today, but you can use plastic spoons and distilled water, and you can make that paste that my mom was talking about earlier in the spoons, and you just line them up so that you can line your little containers of the actual enamels next to the spoon so that you know what it is, because they don't look like many of them don't look like they do when they're fired, when they're in raw form. So next to the purple and in between the purple and the orange lower left is red, and it's completely white right now. And so, you want to keep track of it somehow, but this is how you can do your wet enamels without having to have a high zoot setup. That is how simple it can be. There are the actual enamels. There's mom's pieces up there in the lower or the upper left-hand corner. And then we have the sifters on the lower right-hand corner, and actually some files, which I definitely needed. Those are diamond files, and I'll show you why you might need those later. But we've got distilled water there, and I've got mom's got one of the sifters right there. Let's bring her up. So there's that. Wait, don't go too fast, Mom. I'm getting you highlighted. Okay, and so she's building a beautiful frame around her pyramid of pieces. She's so artistic all the time.
And I'm going to drop them all on the floor. Don't worry.
And she might, but yeah, so you can sift the powdered enamel through these little fantastic little sifters that you can get. And I got these ones through Rio, and they'll be on the materials list if you actually are serious about wanting one. And then you can you show them? Yeah, that paintbrush is just a cheapy paintbrush. And the like finer the better for the enamels, because you just want to pick up a little bit of the water and a little bit of the enamels and be able to paint them into the slots on these little pieces. And so that's actually what I was using for my cloisonne. And then Mom is such a beautiful hand model. Don't you guys agree? So she's
yeah.
she's showing us
that's kind of what that looks
right. There's
quite long
and everything.
Yes. It's about 10 inches long, and that's the tip you work from. And I'm getting all excited there.
Yeah. And so whoops. Hey, whoa. Okay, so before we get to using that paintbrush, we got to get those dams up. You got to dam it. Damn it.
I've said damn it all my life, and so has Dad. So we're okay.
She really did, and so did my opa, is whom she is referring to. And so we did some dams here out of fine silver on this particular piece of copper, and those are going to hold our enamels. So you will also notice that there's a shine to this piece of copper, and the reason why is because what holds those dams down is some of the enamels. So you can use some kind of a holding mechanism. There are some glues that they sell that will hold them, or some sort of stay liquids. Um, and that's actually what I can't remember what it's called, but it's sitting on the kitchen table. And so it'll kind of hold it fast for while you're firing a glaze layer, so that the dams are held down. So that's the sheen that you're seeing there. And Spot is asking, Karen, did mom take your nail polish or did you take hers? Mom, you can answer that question.
Karen brought out every color in the rainbow, from black up through the colors. And my choice was this color, which is
Flippin' pretty.
probably skin colored. And I am not at all a model. I ride horses. Wild.
And
Bareback.
she's a hand model. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
true stories about mom.
There's no more of me you get to see at all. You can just hear me talking forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
This is true. But they were saying that you should be a voiceover person, that you do have a nice voice to listen to, and I agree with that. And
I
so
have never heard my voice on radio or anything like that. So there. This is a new thing, and it's the first and last.
she's saying
Thank
that
you
it's the
so
last,
much.
that this might be habit forming, but we'll replay this for mom after we're done here tonight, and she can hear her voice then. It's kind of like the Victorola.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Oh, golly.
And so what we've got here is enamels that have been laid into the slots of the dams, and I was choosing from an opaque white, and then all of the rest of the enamels that we bought were transparents. And so they kind of work like watercolors except for the white. And so you're seeing a little bit of the copper behind this, and this is predominantly glass green and Nile green. And I got a kind of an antique white and a crackle white, and then you've got the gold clear that is supporting those. And that is what you get. And then I was using fine silver bezel wire that we're all familiar with for setting our pieces in metalsmithing. There is the finished cabochon. And so what I ended up adding was some 24 karat gold, really having a good time with that. You could add some inclusions just as long as they work, as long as they're pure. So silver, uh, silver leaf, gold foil, those kinds of things you can add in. You can add in other kinds of glass, like little glass frit rods and things like that, if you're a bead maker for glass. And so the gold leaf does a kind of cool crackle thing, and then it'll raft around when you're firing your piece on the little enamel ocean that you've created. And so you kind of don't know what's going to happen until it's done. At any rate, that is the cloisonne cab, and I'm getting ready to actually toss that into a finished piece with some Amazonite and a piece of smoked Ethiopian opal, because dang, it picked up the right colors. And I was really hoping to have this finished for tonight, but it didn't happen. So that is going to be a big fat cliffhanger. And then you can see that I'm going to be bezel wrapping that piece. It was originally drilled through so I could hinge or hang it from something, but I decided that I'm going to go ahead and bezel set it like it is a cabochon. And so this is exciting because, and thank you, Ma. And Wisconsin Rockstalker, thank you for reminding me. And Ryan was going to remind me too. But you guys, the free wait, is it which of the contests, help me out, over on the Discord? I think it might be the free for all cab contest is for a cab made of something that isn't a rock. So you can go ahead and make a cabochon out of whatever it is that you want. Well, cloisonne would be that, or enameling would be that, glass would be that. And so I definitely needed to bring that up. Thank you guys for reminding me on that. And yeah, Fem Julie is saying a lot of work. So the building up, because you probably saw from the first slide of this particular piece that you could still see high and low places where the dam was the highest place of the sterling, or rather that's fine silver bezel wire that created the dams. They were the high spot, and then the enamel would like sink in between, and it was like watercolor painting to create the ombre there. And you have to bring it up all the way to level or near level, and then you go ahead and grind it back like you're making a cabochon, and polish it by either polishing it, or you can fire it at the end and it will glaze over again. And so this one's a glazed over again piece. And that is probably about, I want to say, between 6 and 7 layers of enamel. And so I kept on enameling until it got up to the height that it needed to be. Tomcat Josh is in the house, and Tomcat Josh gifted 5 Ozone Fine Art memberships. Thank you so much. Welcome in anybody who just got a free membership. Welcome to the Ozone Tribe. We're going to ring the bell. Woo! And it looks like Crocagator got one on the other account. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. You're so sweet. And you know what? Oh, you know, this graphic actually, and here we've got the opal and the Amazonite, and I'm making it into this piece, and I've been actually soldering on it all day today before we got to go live today. But what it reminded me of, and Tomcat, you came to mind, it reminds me of a river. You see the lines of the different dams just kind of riffling down, and then there's gold at the bottom, and it reminded me of gold panning. Like that's the gold, and it sounds like the dogs are in. Hopefully you guys aren't hearing too much of that. Mom's trying to keep them from barking. At any rate, so Tomcat says, got some sweet iron pyrite stuffs last weekend. Fantastic. And so at any rate, that is what is going on right now in the Ozone Studios. Is Mom and I are playing these wonderful enameling games and coming up with these wild things to do. And so it's been really fun. Our styles are so different. I love abstraction and the play there, and she does such an amazing job of doing these scenes. Mom, are you still there? Are you playing with the dogs? I think she's stepped away for just a moment. If you guys have any questions for Mom, this would be a great time. And she's not reachable, like she doesn't have a presence on social media, although if you had questions for her in the future, you can definitely reach out to her through me. Tara's Treasures is asking, with the silver price so high, can you reuse the tiny cutoff pieces, or does the enamel contaminate it? Oh, you were thinking about the ends of my piece. Yeah, I will definitely fire away that stuff. And so you can there are a few different ways that you can go ahead and collect those bits and reuse them. Yes. Um, and yeah, the doggos are going crazy. And Brenda Bloom is saying, you are very lucky to have a mom and doing cool art projects. Yes, it was cool art projects my whole life. She was so supportive of any time I wanted to try anything. It was never no. It was here. Here you go. Do it. And so I'm definitely blessed to have, yeah, Reptile Z also, you are so lucky to have a creative mother. Yes, I am. Yeah, definitely blessed with my mom, so truly. And folks are missing their moms, I'm sharing mine. So at the very least, hopefully you guys don't mind sharing mine if you're missing yours. And then Tara's treasure, yeah, was wondering about those extra sticky outy pieces. When we're firing and melting stuff, a lot of that stuff is gonna just melt away. Like will literally burn off. And you do a lot of burning off anyway in this art form when you're doing the enameling and cloisonne, and then you're going up another notch as far as when you do like actual melting down of the mineral or metals to say pour a crucible and make an ingot or some lost wax or something. I would say if you've got clip offs from an enameling project or a cloisonne project, that I would burn them off before I poured them into like a sand casting or a lost wax casting or a cuddle casting. I would go ahead and do a burn off first so that you knew it was pure, and then you could add it to a crucible of stuff that you wanted to make a piece of jewelry out of or something like that. But save those precious metals for sure. And Tara's Treasures is reminding me, Karen, Ryan asked about the edges up above. Do you have to build up walls? I didn't. Some people can dam those walls, but I built them up. I know that they're going to slope anyway into a cabochon. And so I just built them up by hand, and I didn't have to worry about them literally melting off. Like they hit the edge almost like oh, I can't remember the scientific name for it. I'm ashamed. But that how water will just hit that point where there's that beautiful curvature before it rolls over the top of a glass cup or something like that, a glass vessel. And so with the enamels, they did not flow over the sides. Like when I applied them, they just stayed on the copper. And you're going thin enough that they can build up without sloughing. If you had one slough, you might have put too much enamel onto that particular layer. Like they literally talk about how each wash of the enamel is 1, 2, 3, 4 grains deep of those little powders that you saw. And so that's what you're talking about, and that's how my mom achieved those beautiful blended colors, is because you're just talking about each layer being a few of those little particles deep each time. It's absolutely beautiful. It's like building an opal. Mom, are you still there? She
Hello.
must have. Yep, she is still there.
I have to run a mile. I was out running. I thought you were finished. Weren't you finished?
Yes.
I was running a mile in the
kiss
evening.
line. Yeah.
Oh God, that's not so big a deal.
Surface. Yes.
What? I'm here.
Surface tension. Okay. These guys are right on. And so, Mom,
Okay.
do you have Hey, Randall, dude, it's good to see you, and thank you so much for the amazing toolbox that you sent. That'll be another one. Yeah, the surface tension is exactly what I was talking about. But Mom's back, and I wanted to ask Mom if she had any more details that she wanted to share with everybody before we go into the lightning round, because you know that I needed to take her
Oh,
through the lightning round.
well, I think if you could spare, like 3 hours, I got a lot to say.
Does everybody in the audience also have a cup of coffee next to their Steinkern? Because settle in.
That was it. I can say no more.
You see where I get this from. All right. And so if you guys in the chat have more questions for Mom, definitely throw them out. But I think we're going to enter into the lightning round at this point. And I will start off with the ever popular flip-flops or hiking boots or cowboy boots, Mom.
I've got 7 pair. I've got 7 pair.
Do
Anybody
you have
need any cowboy boots?
7 pairs of flip-flops, or what are you saying?
How Western boots. One is
Okay.
alligator, and one is some kind of like a shark or something that'll last 200 or 300 years.
So she's speaking on the
That's what I made those boots. The ones from
cowboy boots.
yeah.
Yep. Okay, would you rather have a full tilt breakfast, or would you be okay with just having a power bar or, a breakfast bar?
Word? Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah.
I would like yogurt and blueberries for breakfast.
Okay. So that's somewhere in between full
Coffee.
tilt
2
breakfast
cups of coffee.
and yeah, thermos of coffee, yogurt and blueberries, breakfast of champions.
I
Okay,
don't think so. Okay, what
opal,
else?
opal or fossils? Which one?
Opal.
Yeah, I kind of knew that. She's an opalholic, guys. Opal guy would appreciate that. Um, and I think that's one of the reasons why I am as well. Would you rather go out and rockhound, Mom, or would you rather get it at a gem show?
I'd rather go dancing.
not,
Was
not,
your question?
not rock related. Neither.
Rock on and rock music. And yeah, think of the name of bands. There's rocks in there.
Okay, I'll go with that. We already got pen as the favorite tool of the studio, I would imagine.
I still swear by that. Paper with it really helps. Not what Karen writing on the walls is not okay with a pen. It's okay if you paint on the walls and I can paint over it, but a pen is resistant to paint.
See, these are the rules of my household. Do you like those? Mom, what's your favorite color?
Green.
Okay.
Deep green, forest green, and phthalo blue is my other favorite.
I agree. Yeah, she's gonna give you technicals here. And who is the real 007?
This is so bad. Really? You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun. Rawhide. Who is on Rawhide? I'm a cowgirl kind. I'm a cowboy type. So, okay, yeah, Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers.
He's not a real cowboy. Gene Autry was a real cowboy. Does that date me or what?
My mom is never ever going to give a straight answer, you guys, just so you know.
That was honest.
That was honest. Mom, synthetic stones are just as good as natural stones, true or false?
False.
Okay.
Close. Coming closer.
Would you prefer sunshine or rain?
Rain.
I like that.
Snow. I
Yep.
would rather have snow.
I love it. What superhero are you?
I'm the Wicked Witch of the West from Hansel and Gretel.
I think that's from Wizard of Oz, isn't it?
Oh, what was it supposed to come from?
Yeah, you're right. Like Hansel and Gretel's, which might have been from the West as well. So
Well, it was the Wicked Witch of the West.
you got me there.
Well, I like to read books. How far
Right.
off your question have I wandered? Huh?
Well, Tara just
Oh,
noted that I like how Judy answers the question she wants to, not the one she is asked.
I would like to say something about that. Every bit of the art that I've created has been really spontaneous. And that means I'm not good at imitating.
This is true. This is true. So yeah, you definitely marched to your own dance band. That is for sure. So last question for the lightning round. Bigfoot exists, true or false?
Bigfoot exists along the receding tide of the Pacific coast, and the water left in the puddles along the way means that the drier part is there because he only has a stump and he has to hop on one leg until he gets back to damp sand.
Wow, that was a totally detailed description. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So, so Reptile Z is saying, not as sweet as you is the Wicked Witch. And so I guess a few people aren't buying that one.
So ask the question again. I'll only give one word answer.
Oh no, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
And Wisconsin was saying, often imitated, never duplicated. About you, of course. And
Etchings are original prints made from a plate. That's original, but there are multiples.
yeah, yeah. And they're saying that you're feisty.
Damn straight. No, I didn't. No, I'm very mellow and sweet and gentle.
It's true. It's true. But she's got grit. That is absolutely true as well.
At a limit, and then I'm kind of close to someone in great pain, and it won't be me.
You heard it here. And Soul is saying, Karen, you should capture all these stories and put them into a book. Yeah, absolutely. We gotta get mom's memoirs going for sure. Yeah. And Kid Curry is suggesting Bigfoot duets with Gene Autry. I love it.
I'm going to do a pen drawing of that. I promise you. And next week, now it's Bigfoot and Gene Autry. No, Gene Autry's working. Roy Rogers. Okay. Keep going.
Tara would like to know, do y'all play card games and which ones?
I love card games. My favorite is solitaire. And I'm really good at war. That is not an active guns and knives. War
Right.
is a card game.
Good evening, Dave. Thank you for joining us. We're chatting with my mom, and we're just wrapping it up here. For Ma, tell Ma what one of your favorite of all time word games might be. Starts with an S. Ends with a bull. How about all right, I didn't catch the setup there. It's funny, yes, Ma. Mom is like an incredible Scrabble player, and it skipped a generation big time. So maybe y'all should
Monopoly.
play.
Uh, I can play dominoes. It goes way back in time. The games that I learned as a child.
You love the word games, right?
No, I
Like
like the ones that, wait, yeah, oh yeah.
you're
I
playing one
like
right
it.
now, yeah,
I'm
on
playing
your
right now. There's one called um Classic Word. Classic Word. I play on my computer. And the reason I play it is it helps me remember how to spell.
right, right.
It makes me remember.
You got a lot of words in your head, and it's nice to keep tuned up on the spelling and everything. Y'all have any more questions for my mama? And you know what I'm gonna say is look, ma Tara is gonna play in proxy. So thank you, Tara,
I
for
love you, Ma. I listen to you all the time when you're chatting.
yeah,
I love
mom
you.
is always lurking, you guys, during our live streams. But I realized two things. Not only are we probably good for time, but also too, I mom has my camera upstairs that I would be showing you the sunstones out of, and I crossed that bridge of realization sometime during this period of time that we've been chatting here, and I'm not entirely sure how I would show you the sunstones otherwise, and so we'll go ahead and show those sunstones to you. They're amazing, some of the best colors of all
Oh,
time to see, but we'll
how
do it
many?
on another one. We'll
Okay,
have,
okay, yeah.
yeah, we'll have another live stream because we've been going 2 hours, and mom and I are going to get some dinner, and we're going to kick back, and we'll read all of your comments, because I know that mom did not get to see a lot of your comments. I will let mom answer this question. And Betty is asking you, Mom, Judy, what is your favorite story about Karen?
I'm going to say thank you to you all. And my favorite story popping into my head right now is, well, she was pretty spunky back in the day. And I would say it had to do with the fact she did do a lot of things in theater and on stage. She was good at costuming and hiding from me with costumes in her closet. And when I looked for her, she growled and jumped out. And I think she was a grizzly bear or maybe just a black bear.
Yep. So many memories. I think that one of my favorite stories that we've told before on the Rockhound podcast was the one, I think it was in Superior, Arizona, or somewhere in the mining hills up there, and we were at the Chamber of Commerce at night. Mom, do you remember that one?
You tell it or I will. You tell it.
You go ahead.
Okay. Visiting. We drive all the way around and we go walking through and we go and stop at a town. Oh, I think there was a cougar or something on the trail one place, and that's not a problem. But we were walking a trail and there was a bin. You could pick out a stone, and the Tucson Mountains have a lot of rare stones. And so I picked out one and I put it in my pocket, and Karen put it in hers in one pocket. We walked a few steps away. We went back and thought it would be okay to have 5 stones, and that was okay. And I put them in my pockets, and my pants started to slide off. The stones were heavy. And so I put them, excuse me, this is true. I am getting a weak throat and I can't talk anymore. But the hoodie I had on had pockets. So I put those on till I looked like I was 6 months pregnant. And we walked around to the back to get back to the car. Her husband driver was in the car at the moment, and we walked around and looked over my left shoulder, and there was a police car that had been sitting there watching us.
Yep. And so what had happened was that at the Chamber of Commerce, they had an ore cart and all of these
We
rocks
put it back.
right around the
took
ore
them
cart,
back.
and they, they were welcome for folks that, weren't going to be going to the mines and stuff like that to go and take some of the rocks. And they were, kind of like chrysocolas and azurites and things that you would find near the silver mines. And so, yeah, we got a little carried away, and it was in the dark, and we were like, oh, this is going to be fine, and yeah, we turned around and we saw that the popo was right there. So we unloaded our
They were laughing at us.
cans.
What
Yeah,
good people in Arizona.
Yeah, we were working to keep those pants on.
I'm sorry. Oh, you guys have been so sweet tonight to listen. Thank you for listening and watching Karen all of the times. It's been some years watching her, to my delight.
Well, yeah, and thank you guys all for your questions, and you're welcome to leave more questions in the comments. Mom's going to be with us for I think a half a week longer, and so we can answer some of the questions. Thank you guys all for the comments. I read them all. I don't get to them all the time because hanging out with folks that are visiting and whatnot oftentimes prevents me from replying to all of the comments, but we read them all, appreciate them all. They're fantastic. If you guys really want a list of stuff that you need to get started with the enameling in the cloisonne, I will start a list and can either leave it in this description or working on a members only video that is just the clips of what you saw from the production, and I will make a voiceover that will handle some of the technique, and we'll have ourselves a little how-to video. And Sonia's saying thank you, and Ma is saying thank you, and Spot is saying night, Ma or Mom, and Sage Rat is big hearts, and and Scott is saying thanks, Judy, and Reptile Z is saying so blessed to be here. Thank you for joining us. And Wisconsin No Jazz Jerry Stalker is being big hearts to Judy. Oh, Addie, thank you so much for joining us. And Tara is saying thanks for joining us, Mom. And I really appreciate all y'all, James and Ryan and Mox Rocks and Crocagator, all you guys, Betty for hanging out all the way to the end. Mom and I are gonna get ourselves some late dinner and probably some more Reese's cups for Mom. Mom, do you have any parting words for everybody? Oh, she might already be gone.
Carry on, but don't let your pants fall off. I don't. You can visualize. It's okay. Don't
Absolutely.
pick up too many rocks when you're out rocking.
It's so true. It's so true. Yeah, if you're rating a rock source, be careful. Know the maximum capacity of your pockets. Thank you again, Randall.
We didn't get a ticket.
We did not get a ticket. We did not get busted. Those guys were, I think it was worth the price of their laughter to them, watching us fail miserably at trying to take rocks. Randall, again, thank you so much for the box. I'm blown away and still working my way through it, but we'll do a box thing next week. Romania, thank you so much. Sage Rat says suspenders. That would work.
Or at least a belt.
Right.
Come on, cowgirl, get your belt on.
Right? Yeah, with a big old belt buckle that we make ourselves. And so, to everybody, Steinkerns to you. Have a great weekend. Thanks again, everyone, for coming and joining Mom and I. We had a blast. Thank you, Mom, for sharing yourself with everybody out there. We really appreciate you and we love you, Mom.
A delight in my life. Thank you, daughter.
Awesome. And we'll leave you with the credits of Steve beach winging down the coast in the wind. Mom was there. We were both hanging out looking at rocks while Steve was doing this. And cheers to you all. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you around all of the live streams and whatnot this weekend. So here we go. Alive, everybody. Cheers. Are you here? Am I here? And we can't hear me. Let's start over again. Are you here? Am I here? And we can't hear me. Let's start over again.